So what is actually going on with this game, Star Wars Hunters? I really wanted to talk about it because there's a lot of things that rubs me wrong with this game, and sure, it might be an okay game, but everything from the launch and what it potentially means we won't get from other Star Wars games, it honestly confuses the crap out of me in its current state. Before we get into the video, I wanted to give a quick shout out to my sponsor Elgato Gaming, and if you guys are interested in reading more about all of the products I use, microphones, cameras, green screens and more, you can check out my brand new partner page where you can also find a bit more information about me actually. It's live right now, you can follow the link in the description below to get straight to that brand new page. But now let's talk about Star Wars Hunters. So what is Star Wars Hunters? Not all of you might have followed along what this strange game is. So it's labeled as a competitive arena combat game, and I think it was announced in 2021. I honestly don't remember, but it was supposed to release in 2021, but then as everything else it was of course delayed. But since then they've had this really weird thing where they roll it out on some markets and on some platforms. It's supposed to be just a mobile game, but it's also coming to the Switch. So I guess in my opinion it's a bit of a small step up from just being a mobile game. But it's still so confusing, because I think at the moment it's released on like iOS in some countries, but then you can use a VPN or an emulator to try and play it in other locations. I actually tried it out back in December on a live stream. I set up an emulator on my PC to play, and it worked fine, but the problem was that there was no European servers up, so I had to play against AI, which wasn't very fun. And then of course playing through an emulator, yeah, it wasn't the smoothest experience, but at least I got to try out what the game might be like. And for a mobile arena shooter style game, it's probably gonna be pretty good, but it still really pisses me off for many reasons. I mean, first of all, the launch being like it is. They keep announcing, oh look at this new character and this new battle pass, but what the hell, the most of us can't even play the game. Well, tough luck, you can't even try the game, but we're gonna start marketing all our new stuff anyways. I don't know, this is the weirdest launch of a game I've ever seen. I mean, I've been through soft launches on mobile games before, but it's usually not this strange, and especially not where they start pushing out the content in the game before it's been released on most platforms and most areas. But I mean, to be honest, I've seen some positive feedback from the people who have actually had a chance to get into the game, but there are still so many things that really annoys me with this. The main thing really is that we still don't have any Star Wars live service game. Like, we had Battlefront 2, which died 2 years ago, and since then there's been so many announcements of Star Wars games. Like, if we're looking for a Star Wars story to experience through a game, we are in for a treat. We have like 8 or 9 games, most of which seem to be single player stories, and that's amazing. But what about the actual live service games? That the games that will give us stuff for the new Kenobi show, for the Ahsoka show, for Bad Batch, for the new comic, for a potential new movie, a game that you can actually put a lot of hours and time into and get something back from it. Not the kind of game you pick up, you play it once and then you're done with it. That's also good, but maybe if you're doing like 8 games, maybe one of them could not be a game like that. So basically what I'm asking, I want to see a Star Wars game that's, well, like Battlefront 2 or Battlefront 3, or like Destiny, like Overwatch, like Fortnite, like Warzone, like Rainbow Six Siege. There's a lot of good examples of a live service, competitive-ish game that can really dive into the little details of the entire Star Wars universe and make use of all the new content coming up. But now we get this instead. And Galaxy of Heroes. Again, 2 games that will probably be really good for mobile, or I do know that Galaxy of Heroes is really popular, so don't get me wrong. But why can't we have at least one game like that on PC and consoles? That's what I don't understand. And the fact that we do get a game like this also makes me think that they're not gonna go down the route of making a Heroes vs Villains or Overwatch like Star Wars game, because they're gonna be like, nah, we already have Star Wars Hunters and it's gonna be on the Switch and mobile phones, which, to be fair, is a pretty huge market right now. But this is honestly what really pisses me off with this. It's fine if you release the game on mobile and such, but why can't you then do it like Apex or PUBG, where you have one version on the consoles and PC and then another version for mobile, making everyone happy and probably maximizing the profits. Now it's like you're creating a game that the community has been asking for a long time, but you're only making a mobile version of it. You're not releasing it on the platforms where people are actually hoping to see a game like this. That's what really rubs me wrong. If this came out on consoles as well, and even if they announced that they're releasing it on consoles and PC later, even that would be fine by me. And the little I played the game, it seemed fine. I will definitely try it out since it's free once it actually arrives on the Switch, so I don't have to play on a stupid mobile phone. Mobile games to me are things that are like Candy Crush like or Tower Defense Bloons. I don't want to play a competitive like game on the phone. Again, feel free to disagree with me. I know that like PUBG and Apex and stuff all have their mobile versions, which obviously seem to do well, but I don't know. If I can sit at a PC or a console, I will pick that every single time over a mobile phone. That's not the kind of games I want to play on my phone. And it feels like they've kind of forgotten that type of Star Wars games for us PC or console players, which I still at least hope is the biggest market. I mean, just look at how big Fortnite or Warzone is. So this game just kind of confuses and annoys me for many reasons. The way they market it, the way they release it, and what it potentially also blocks in terms of other Star Wars games, since it seems like on the AAA type quality games, they just want to stick to Star Wars stories, single player games, and not so much the ongoing live service games. And I do know that live service per se has a bit of a negative feeling around it, which probably is understandable considering how many games that have launched with the live service plan and then it just completely screws up and the game is unfinished at launch. That's not what I want, but I'm talking again something like Rainbow Six Siege, like Fortnite, like Battlefront 2. They've shown you can have a really good live service, and I would love to see a Star Wars game that actually makes use of all the Star Wars media that they're obviously pushing out. There's like 3-4 TV series every year, and then let's not talk about books and comics, and as far as I understand from next year also movies. Again, make a proper AAA game, that's what I really want, and for the love of God, please release Star Wars Hunters on all platforms or stop marketing the game the way you are, so at least I can give it a fair try, because I have to say that I haven't. I've just seen what other people have said and I've played it through an emulator, and so far it kind of only annoys me. But yeah, that's all for this video. I would love to hear your thoughts below. What do you think about Star Wars Hunters, and have you had a chance to try it, because you might have a more fair opinion than I do. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.